Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and there's so much to go over. I wanted to start with this. Listen to what this guy says.
So where you go with that is some people say, well, we can just do 5% negative real rates for 5 years. No, you can't do it for 5 years. Like -5 needs to be like 20 years, 15 years. And you say, okay, well, can we do it faster? That's probably what this conclusion tells you, right? Is it's going to be a surprise. It's not going to be 12 to 18% inflation for 5 years. It's going to be the Israeli situation in the early 80s, which is 100 to 300% inflation for 2 to 3 years, and voila, you're done. And I think increasingly think that's where this is all heading toward, where they're just going to have to compress it. They're going to have to do sort of a real short-term, basically reset, jack up the monetary basis, hold let inflation absolute.
Sounds like ICE 9. Whatever it is, folks, with a Glenn account, you're not in the banking system. It's its own account, and you get a MasterCard debit card where you can actually buy gold, have it in the account, and it's spendable by you. So I've got, this is one of my sponsors. I got a link in the top of the description. I buy gold in here, and I also, that's a weird number. I buy gold in here, and I also get physical gold. So go check Glenn out. Check this out. This is CNBC.
SEC Chair Gensler set to testify before the House Committee on Financial Services tomorrow, and the U.S. Chamber of Commerce not holding back, penning a letter to Congress calling Gensler's leadership, quote, torrential and disjointed, saying they are looking forward to Congress exerting greater oversight and demanding some transparency from the agency. Joining us to discuss is U.S. Chamber of Commerce CEO Suzanne Clark. Suzanne, what a letter. The barrage of rulemaking there, unprecedented and merits the close scrutiny of Congress. In what department do you think they're over their skis?
Well, thanks for the question and for having me this morning. It's such an important topic. We really congratulate Chairman McHenry for holding this hearing and holding the SEC accountable. Chair Gensler has put forward twice as many rules in half the amount of time as his predecessor. The SEC climate disclosure proposal alone would be 2.5 times more expensive than all the rest of SEC disclosures combined. At this scale, it's important that Congress ask questions about the cost-benefit analysis, about the underlying process, about compliance with the Supreme Court major questions doctrine. And we're glad they're going to do just that.
Don't you think the level of regulation is a response to the incredible rate of innovation? I mean, we've had Gensler on. It's been about SPACs. It's been about...
What innovation? The guy's stopping innovation in this country. There's these people, these congressmen are chomping at the bit to go after him. This is Representative Todd Tyhert, I don't know. Nothing in the 80-year-old law, nor any SCOTUS decision since has been given the SEC the authority to declare that a cryptocurrency itself is always a security, no matter how it is used or transacted. The brush was never that broad. And then that same congressman said this: now is not the time to be timid about what Gary Gensler is doing to American companies and millions of retail asset holders who have no protection against his agency's unchecked behavior. It is time for tough questions and accountability. So these congressmen are starting to pile on. And by the way, I sent this to Senator Warren. I said, hey, Senator Warren, have you sent over the questions and answers to Gary Gensler yet? Remember, she did that at the last hearing he was at. Then there's this. So then SEC today has announced, I think they announced officially today, that they were suing Bittrex. Bittrex the other day announced they were getting out of the U.S. Now the SEC is suing them. In their suit, the SEC cites OMG-Algorand. This one surprised me because the creator of Algorand was at MIT with Gary Gensler. The token, now there's another theory here, and that is that Gary Gensler's suing Bittrex, but he's not suing Algorand. He could easily sue Algorand. Why not sue them? So there's some thought that maybe this is just to make it look like he's going after Algorand when he's really not. And then here's the whole write-up on the inside about Algorand in the Bittrex suit from the official cool guy. And everybody is like piling on. They're coming out and saying, no, wait a minute. So you're calling Algorand a security, but what about this, Gary?
Governance is tough. You could create Uber or Lyft on top of a blockchain technology today. Well, maybe in 5 years you could. It would have the performance. Sylvia McCally's Algorand, who's a Turing Award winner at MIT that I work with. Sylvia's got a great technology that has performance. You could create Uber on top of it. The question is then who would update the software?
Okay, so now I believe that he's just wanting to create an appearance that that Algorand has the same scrutiny as all these others. I don't think that's what it is at all. If it was, then go sue Algorand. And then he tweets out about it today. And then John Deaton said, he says, today's action yet again makes plain that the crypto markets suffer from a lack of regulatory compliance, not a lack of regulatory clarity. And then John Deaton says, that may possibly be the biggest lie you've uttered so far. Remember this, Gary?
Well, two classes of problems. The people who issued the tokens, are they criminals? What happens to them? And then the people who are holding the tokens, were they scammed, and how do they get redress?
I think regulators around the globe will sort it through, but as you saw in the first of these last summer, the DAO, D-A-O.
Darn it, the sound went out again. I keep trying to play these videos, and then I find out that the sound is cut. I think in this video, he specifically says that there is no regulatory clarity. Then Ryan Selkis, who's getting real aggressive, the SEC under Chair Gensler is a bad faith actor, and the chair is a liar and a hypocrite. I look forward to tweeting about his resignation in January 2025, if not far sooner. Then we got this, XRP Crypto, we'll put this out. XRP is the largest asset on Uphold at $1 billion worth, surpassing Bitcoin. Uphold deserves a lot of credit for how they've acted in this whole thing. Then I like this. This is interesting. And by the way, John Deaton is about to have I think at 3 o'clock, he's doing a Ripple Liquidity Hub Twitter Spaces. But this DS says, Ripple's newly launched Liquidity Hub could be the perfect Trojan horse for crypto adoption by business and financial institutions in the positive sense, of course. I think he might be right. And then John, I'm trying to make sure I get through all these things because there's so much to cover today. In Ripple, the judge said the SEC lacks faithful allegiance to the law. In Library, the judge shamed the SEC over lack of clarity. In Grayscale, the court said the SEC's arguments made no sense. In Voyager, the judge blasted the SEC's ethics and behavior. So, and he's retweeting this from John Reed Stark. This is the ex-SEC guy that blocked me a while back because he didn't want to talk about the facts. Then Eleanor Terrett says this is new. After nearly a year without a permanent inspector general, today Gary Gensler named Deborah Jeffrey the new SEC IG effective May 7th. Jeffrey currently serves as IG for AmeriCorps. You know what this makes me think, folks? Because just like the Ripple case was dropped as a weapon to tie Ripple up for 2 or 3 years, is it possible that Gary's job and his mission was to carpet bomb the crypto industry with all of these weapons, all of these lawsuits, and then just quit? And I think it'll be a tragedy if these Congress people just let him do the way these people have always done and just quit and have no repercussions for the damage that he's done. But I'm hoping that they will actually go after him, because this guy, what he's done at the SEC is nothing compared to what he's actually done. Go and look who helped with the congressman. We played the video. This guy helped to facilitate the money on the whole Russia thing. Go look that up. So anyway, wouldn't it be perfect timing if his plan was to step down or quit right as he appoints an inspector general whose job it is to look into things like people like him have done at the SEC. Then Stuart Alderati retweets John's tweet about the Liquidity Hub, about how he's having his meetup. And he says, I can't join the spaces today, but wanted to clarify some questions on our newest product, Liquidity Hub. One, Liquidity Hub is enterprise institutional product, not retail. In the U.S., there's little liquidity for XRP. We're keen to support XRP and Liquidity Hub when we can provide a good customer experience. Our product team has been very clear. LH was built to access all kinds of crypto liquidity, not just XRP. Our target LH customers today, mainly institutions in the U.S., want access to a variety of tokens like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stablecoins. We're here to serve customer demands. Also, as previously stated in our blog post, XRP does not have a regulatory clarity in the U.S., which is, of course, important to enterprise customers. For those comparing ODL and LH, ODL has for years used and will continue to use XRP. Our sales of XRP reported every quarter are all to ODL customers for use in the product, which is thriving globally. So there he is answering some questions. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Stuart Alderati has weighed in on the Ripple Liquidity